Wow, Star Wars Jedi Survivor got a bunch of gameplay released online for all of you. And with this footage, I thought we should dive in depth into the highly anticipated sequel's gameplay, customization, and general information we learned from this info dump. But first, if this is your first time watching the channel, let me know if you'd like to see more by liking the video. Now, this video will be dividing the information into sections indicated by the scroll bar so you can jump around and learn about whatever you're curious about. This video will also try and remain as spoiler-free for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order as possible, but if you haven't played that game, then I would highly recommend doing so before getting this game, as the story is a direct continuation. One more thing, I haven't had time to read or learn about the tie-in novel Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars. If I say anything that doesn't line up with the book or I am missing something, that is why. I fully intend on reading it, but this was a news update and breakdown, not a full in-depth story review. So with that out of the way, let's dive straight into the new details. Jedi Survivor takes place 5 years after the events of the first game, and the Mantis crew is scattered. It is confirmed you and BD1 will try to get the crew back together, as it was a confirmed mission objective to locate Grease inside of Rambler's Reach on Koboh. Koboh is the main hub for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and where all of the gameplay being shown is located. So many new locations and characters were shown off, and I was just blown away. The environment was full of locals, including Jawas and Sandcrawlers, Tromodomes, and droids, who you can approach and get side missions and purchase cosmetics from, which we will dive into later. But another really cool thing that kind of blew my mind was how Koboh incorporates a variety of terrains. This is actually a much bigger deal than you might think, because traditionally Star Wars in general has entire planets dedicated to one single biome. However, Koboh has grassy fields, a bustling city, rocky caverns, and hidden beasts within those rocky caverns, and so much more. It is confirmed that 7 planets will be in the game, 2 of which are Coruscant and Koboh. Coruscant is one of the biggest and busiest planets in fiction, and Koboh got so much love from the devs in this game. If all of the other planets are as in-depth and large as these 2 planets are, then I believe we are in for a ginormous treat. Now, I believe many of our complaints we had as a general audience with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was that the customization options were severely lacking. Not many people found great BD1 or Mantis cosmetics, and Cal always had a poncho on unless you found one of the lucky 1 out of 5 vest appearances. I think I speak for everyone when I say we got tired of the ponchos pretty fast. In Star Wars Jedi Survivor, customization is as in-depth as you can possibly make it. You change Cal's hair, facial hair, jacket, shirt, pants, boots, and weapon with an all-new skill tree, which I will get to in just a moment. In Doma's Outpost commodities, you can purchase different music, attire, and looks for you to mess around with, and there is a lot of options. You can purchase these looks with the priorite shards, which you can get from exploring the open world. Cal's lightsaber has a large variety of colors and ways to customize the hilt, which improved upon the first game. It makes it so much easier to see how well the parts flow together, and from what I've seen, just better customization options in general. This includes being able to equip a white lightsaber blade. Not only can you customize Cal, but BD1 has a variety of new attachments and color schemes, and I assume you can still customize the Mantis, and you can also customize Grease's bar at Rambler's Reach. You will be able to grow plants in here, as well as change the music and fix up the look of the bar itself. Apparently, you might be able to organize and catch fish to put in a fishbowl in the bar, which would be such an amazing mechanic that you could just customize the atmosphere of your hub even further. The bar is just full of references like a clone helmet and a Jawa Juice poster apparently, so I'm excited to see what else Respawn could have hid away in this game. Respawn not only delivered on the customization in this game, but they went far above and beyond. Not only can you change multiple layers of Cal's clothing, but even the environment around him. Call that an upgrade. Now, you can customize looks all you want, but the gameplay and how you conquer certain challenges is at the core of the games like this. Respawn went out of their way to ensure Star Wars Jedi Survivor has unique combat mechanics in this game to make it even more fun than the last game, and that is reflective of the skill trees and meditation points. Meditation points now have a new UI, which offers you to change your loadout of stances, fast travel to other meditation points, and upgrade your abilities. There are several skill trees now instead of one large one, with the categories being divided up into survival, lightsaber, and force sets. You'll be able to upgrade specific stances and abilities, which will allow the player to create an even more personalized experience for themselves. Star Wars Jedi Survivor has a Rancor boss, everyone, and this is not a drill. The bosses in this gameplay look so threatening and so fun to fight. I just know I'm going to see clips of people throwing their controllers at the wall on this one. man, am I not skipping this. Apparently, you might even be able to use a giant bone on the Rancor, just like Luke Skywalker did to defeat him. And if so, Respawn did an incredible job of showing off the creatures in this gameplay. Not only do we see a Rancor, but we also get to see the Mogu and the Biomoth. Each creature holds a different set of challenges and attacks that make them feel all super unique, and they all make sense to be in the environment that they are placed in. I'm super excited to challenge myself with these enemies, especially the Biomoth. He looks kind of cute. We just don't see creatures in these gameplay segments either. Check out what this B1 says when you're sneaking around.
Take a look at that view. Is that a giant crater? Wow. I got it so easy. Guard the cliff, crush the locals, look at the scenery. Nobody's getting past me, not without a blaster hole in him. I wonder if I'll get promoted for doing such a good job. Then I'll get the other droids to guard the cliff. Oh, but then I won't see the scenery. Now that's a dilemma.
Dilemma solved.
I am so glad that the droids have a personality in this game. When I finish up my Jedi Fallen Order live playthrough and get started on Survivor, it'll be so fun to compare enemy voice lines from the B1s in Survivor to the lines that the Stormtroopers say in Fallen Order. The Bedlam Raiders are a super interesting group of enemies who pose a threat to Cal in his own home, and I can't wait to learn more about them. The Bedlam Raiders are in control of B1s, Rocket B2s, Droidekas, Commando Droids, and Magnagaurds. As a Clone Wars fan, it'll be so great to fight these guys with this in-depth combat system. As you travel further and further from Rambler's Reach, you can find Imperial holdouts, and this is super impressive because it shows up a completely different environment from where you started, and it shows how huge the map is. The world is so big, it allows for two conflicting factions to stay away from fighting because they're just so far away. However, when these two factions do meet, we do know that the AI will not hold back and they will kill each other. I cannot wait to learn more about the story with the Empire in this game. Star Wars Jedi Survivor includes a lot of miscellaneous gameplay features that didn't quite fit into any of the other categories. One of these things is dismemberment. Not only can you have way more brutal kills on the creatures, but even the human enemies have increased dismemberment features from the first game. Respawn really went out of their way to get Lucasfilm to agree to put more dismemberment in the game, and it looks like they just got what they wanted. Cal has some of the new abilities in the game like Force Confusion, which is basically just a mind trick on enemy creatures that will make them attack the Bedlam Raiders or Imperials. Don't forget, Cal also has the grapple ability. I love grappling in video games, so I cannot wait to try out this in a few weeks. Creature mounts include the Belthar and the Neko. The creature element in this game is absolutely crucial when it comes to traversing the environment, it seems. The Neko can climb areas Cal can't and help unlock new areas by using a special jump. You are able to request one to come to you at any time while traveling on Koboh. While flying though, you can glide through the terrain and go into a full-on dive to get around if needed ASAP. You can use these creatures to locate the Rancor, which you will learn about from a side rumor on one of the locals. Oh, and you'll also be able to pet the Boglings too.
Nice.
Force tears are challenges that you can find that test you and your limits for high rewards. These can be time trials, combat tests, or really anything that might make you want to stab a lightsaber through your screen. These look super frustrating, so hopefully these won't be too miserable to play through. Force tears are not what we see later in the Jedi Chambers though. Those are puzzles and are not technically force tears. Now let's go over the complaints that people have seen to have with this demo. The only universal complaint I've seen is that the frame rates can drop a lot when going through certain areas of the game. The creators who played the game all said that they were running on really beefy PC setups, so this might be cause for concern for all the console and lower end PC players. However, the game was not in a final state when the playtesters tried it, so perhaps the frame rate will improve by the time the game gets released. Let's not be too negative about that just yet. Jedi Fallen Order is arguably one of, if not the best, Star Wars video game of all time. Star Wars Jedi Survivor means to take everything that you loved about the first game, make it even better than we ever imagined. More enemies, more ways to fight, more customization, and more exploration, and an even more intriguing story than the first. I believe this will be a Game of the Year contender, and I will vote for it to be the winner. There is so clearly so much research, time, and dedication poured into this game by everyone who worked on it. I just would like to say thank you to Stig Asmussen for the great game direction, to the devs who put the blood, sweat, and tears during a pandemic to get this game out. And of course to Lunar Squadron who let me use their gameplay. Their link is in the description. They have great videos about Star Wars Jedi Survivor if you want to go check those out, but they did allow me to use their gameplay for this video, so thank you so much you guys. And of course to all of you watching this video who loved Jedi Fallen Order, which allowed this game to be a reality. I can't wait to live stream this in a few weeks, and I hope to see you all there when we wrap up our Fallen Order live stream and head straight into Survivor. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by subscribing down below, and I shall see you in the next video.